I left Pontins, where did I go after Pontins? God only knows. Oh, I went to live in Blackpool.
Yeah.
After I'd been to Pontins, which again, you can imagine from going from Pontins, which was, they were inclusive and inviting about being who you are, to working in Blackpool, where everybody's totally who they want to be. Walking to the first time into what was called Flamingos, I don't know if it's still there or not, and everybody's there and, dressed in the best, and they're all looking so smart and everything. And I was like, this is bizarre. It's bizarre that there is an actual place. I hadn't heard about the village, you see. I didn't know nothing about the village. Had I known about the village earlier on, with it only being like half an hour away, I think my life could have been more different. But I didn't know nothing about the village. So my first foray into the proper gay world was in Blackpool. And it was wonderful. Everybody was there all dressed. This was the 90s, where people would wear Spice Girl shoes that were like that, and the tightest of Lycra tops, and they would just be whatever they want. There was drag queens there that would literally glue spikes onto their head, and it was like, wow. And that's when I decided that I wanted to try doing the drag. Now, as it happens, it fell into my lap really quite easily, because I was invited to do a show at North Pier with Camden Ball, and they had a Danny LaRue impersonator that had to have 10 cherry lemonades before they went on stage, literally. I'm on stage being like the man in the tuxedo singing, "Love, love changes everything." And all I heard behind me was, and he fell down this staircase. The curtain came down and I'm stood there, not even finished my number, and they're putting me in his drag. And from that, my wages increased 3 times, threefold, simply because I was now a speciality act, because I was singing, but I was singing in a dress. And it was like, wow. So it was a constant education really to being who you wanted to be. And of course the Belinda character was just, it was a nice comfort blanket at the time to escape from what I thought was the negatives in life about being gay. As it turns out, it's not really a necessity to hide away really for me. And I've learned the courage to tell people if they don't like what I am, they can get lost. But that's all through my training from the holiday camps and the holiday centres and Blackpool. It was just great. I got cast as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz whilst working in Blackpool. And this is an old people's hotel, the Metropole. And they'd never seen nothing like it, and it was just, but they never complained, they thought it was brilliant. Because they kept relating it back to Danny LaRue. Now Danny LaRue, for the older person, was like Min, it was the RuPaul of the day basically. And they were just lapping it up, big style. They loved it. It was just great education. I first got tested at GAY first ever in my lifetime, about a year and a half ago. Never been tested. Never been tested. I don't know why I'd never been tested. I suppose it was a fear thing. And when I went simply to get a little pinprick on my finger, the nerves that were in there, honestly, I've never felt nerves like it in my life. And I suddenly thought, why have I not been tested before? I mean, it's not like I've been shy with the people that I've been with, do you know what I mean? I should be tested. But I've never had a full health check. Because, again, it relates back to the stigma of my youth, really. Is it a bad thing? I mean, I know I'm always safe no matter what I do, but it's just, I don't know why I've never done it. And it was that moment when they did the pinprick, and I suddenly thought, is that it? I've been building in my mind for years and years and years that I can't have this done because I can't, because that's just, ooh, and it was like major, but really it was nothing. And I thought, why have I not had it done? So now I make a point of getting myself checked. And these days, there's less point to doing it because I'm with the same partner. I'm now married. So there's no point really, because when you're married, you have less sex anyway. So it doesn't really matter, does it? But yeah, it was such a scary situation just to walk into that. Well, you felt judged. I did feel judged. And then I thought, get yourself together, this is stupid. Everybody else is here for the same reason. There's, nothing bad about it. And I think that's what needs to be drummed into the younger people these days. Just be checked and be sensible and be safe. But have as much fun as you want, really, because that's what life's about.